I call this meeting, is it on? Can you hear me? Okay. I call this meeting to order for Tuesday, December 16th, 2025. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Susan Payne,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Sharon McDonald,
Here.
Commissioner Crystal Guthrie,
Here.
Commissioner Stephen Burnett,
Here.
Commissioner Warren Robinson,
Here.
Commissioner Josh Reardon,
Here.
Commissioner Mark Tapley.
Here.
Madam Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Rachel. We are going to start with the invocation. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll have the pledge from Commissioner Guthrie will lead us in the pledge. If you'll stand with me, please. Father God, I thank you so much for this night, Lord. I thank you for this time, Lord, that we can gather together. For those here, Lord, that we'll be recognizing, thank you for each and every one of them, Lord. What a blessing they are to our city, Lord. I pray, Lord, that as we go throughout this meeting, Lord, that you would be with us, Lord. Give us the words to speak, the ears to hear, and open hearts, Lord. And I pray that as we enter into Christmas, Lord, in just a few days, Lord, I pray that everybody would have a safe and blessed Christmas and a happy new year. And Lord, I pray this all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Please follow me in the pledge. I pledge
Okay. All right, we're going to move on to the approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
I'll make a motion to approve, but I want to remove item 14, that item I put on there, 14.
You want to remove it?
Yeah,
For discussion or just?
I just want
oh,
to
no,
remove
it's
it from
14.
the night, yeah. We'll just do it later on down the road. So,
Okay.
you want my motion or her motion?
Yours, that's fine.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda minus item 14.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Reardon to approve the agenda without item 14, and I have a second from Commissioner Guthrie.
Second, yes.
Okay, can we put up the vote, please? And motion passes 7-0. We're going to move on to presentations. We have the first one, presentation of plaques to the outgoing commission. It sounds so weird saying Mayor Payne. Me, can I just say me? And Commissioner Guthrie. Sorry. Me first? Oh. That's so weird. Okay.
Mayor Susan L. Payne, in recognition of serving on the City Commission, you first served as a District 3 Commissioner for almost 4 years, from March 2016 to December 2021. Then the Mayor for 4 years, from January 2022 to December 2025. I would just like to say thank you for your service to the City of Alamogordo.
Thank you. Wait. Did you get it? Oh, Sharon. I mean, Commissioner McDonald. Did you, no, come back here. Oh, okay. Okay.
Commissioner Crystal Guthrie, in recognition of serving on the City Commission, we're going to present you this plaque. She has served as a District 1 Commissioner for nearly a year, from March of 2025 to December of 2025. Thank you for your service to the city of Elmore. Get a bill back.
Okay.
Sorry, keep it from scratching up.
All right, I have, we're going to move on to item 2, I'm sorry. I have some recognitions that I'm going to do tonight. I've got a few, so just hang on just a second. Let me get situated here. I need all kinds of help.
It did out there, but it was out the tax.
All right. So, yeah, I'm coming, I'm sorry. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to take this too, right? Yes?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay, so, has anybody been by the corner of 54 and 70 at the Maverick? It looks phenomenal, doesn't it? Yeah, and I actually, Mr. Talbert, did a little research. I did a lot of research today. I'm like, 10 years is a long time. What has happened in the last 10 years? And I actually found the minutes from when you approached the commission to request the F4. Do you remember that? And then I found the minutes from when we were going back and forth to decide whether to put it at the airborne, not airborne, you know where I'm talking about. On the, by Alameda Park, Park Zoo. I found those minutes and then we talked about it again. And then nothing happened for a while. And then we revised it, or we revived it, I should say. And now we have a great home for the F4. And so we did have a ribbon cutting, but I felt like it was important for the city to recognize some of those that really did a lot of work. And when we do things, we try to do them with excellence. And I felt like there were some people that really went above and beyond. And, you know, interestingly enough, some of them are military, right? And, you know, think about this. So our military are only, this is a temporary home for them, typically, unless you're my son and get stationed here. That's a whole other story. But typically, this is a temporary home. And I've always been amazed at our military personnel in particular that really, ingrain themselves in the community while they're here and really dive in and want to help. And that says something. That says something about them because, you know, they're going to leave and they may never come back to Alamogordo. Although I would suggest a lot of people end up coming back to Alamogordo. Tears in, tears out. That's what we always say. For them to do that is pretty special. And of course, we have a range of people that really spent a lot of time and a lot of energy to make this project spectacular. And it's just the beginning, right? We still have phase 2 to go. So I have got some recognitions, and I'm sorry, but there's a lot of them, so just bear with me. So I felt like it was important, and Stephanie, I spoke with Stephanie, we really felt like it was important to recognize some really special people that worked on this. So we do have some certificates of appreciation, some mayor certificates of appreciation. The first one does go to Jim Talbert. And he really sort of got the ball rolling with this. It was a vision. And so, now I get to tell you what to do. Okay, so yeah, you get this. I'm back. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so In recognition of your service on the Gateway Freedom Monument for your essential role in bringing the aircraft to completion, your commitment, skill, and teamwork. And thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you for all you did for that. All right. And then we have Mark, is it Goga? Goga? Okay. Mark, thank you. All of these guys, I could probably read all of their narratives, but then we would be here all night, and nobody wants that, I'm sure. So, but all of these guys and gals contributed significantly to this project. And when I say significantly, I'm talking about hours of work and expertise. So we appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think we're supposed to do this. Here, I'm going to let you do that. Okay. Okay, don't leave, just stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Okay, perfect. All right, and Butch Ephraim? Butch Ephraim, yep, perfect. There you go, sir. Thank you so much for all you did to make this happen. If you'll turn it that way, so, yep, there you go. All right, and we're going to look right over there. Thank you. Vincent Jacobs. Vincent Jacobs? Jake Jacobs? Okay, Vincent Jacobs. How's that? Sorry about that. Oh, turn it this way. There you go. Oh. Okay. All right. Okay, Jim Wham? Harkins? Wham. That's what it says. It says wham. Thank you, sir. Thank you. There you go.
That way.
And I know he's not here tonight, but Tech Sergeant Kernis, is it Rosca? And I know he's not here, and I'm supposed to give this to somebody.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going to set this aside. And then Tina McLean. Okay, Tina, you were at the ribbon cutting, right? Yeah, I remember. I remember you. Okay. Yes.
She made it beautiful.
Excuse this one last. Is this the last one?
That's the last.
Okay. All right. And then I have one more. The 49th Maintenance Group Deputy Director, Christopher, do you go by Chris or Christopher? I'm not sure. Calhoun, and he was instrumental in directing the volunteers' efforts from the members of the 49th Maintenance Group and using their resource and manpower engagement for Phase 1 of the project, effectively communicating the project's goals and plans to the 49th Fighter Wing leadership, ensuring crucial support and oversight, and facilitated the engagement over 100 enlisted members, 100 enlisted members who contributed more than 400 hours total on the project. And so he was like the coordination guy. He was the, it looks like you were just pretty much everything when it came to that. And he can sing the Star Spangled Banner pretty well, I have to say. So, come on over here. Thank you, sir. All right. Okay, you guys.
Can you do them again and move that one?
Oh, sorry. They're coming at us with all these cameras, right? Okay, if you guys want to come back over here just for 1 second. Let's give them a round of applause. They deserve it.
They're all hiding.
All right, very good. Thank you. You guys, thank you so much. Okay. I'm not done yet. No, not that one. This one. Okay. There were 5 people that really stood out. No, I'll do these.
Got him?
Yeah.
Want me to hand him to you?
Yes, that's for a specific reason why you need to just go sit down for a minute. Okay. Sorry. I'm just saying. My husband's sitting here like, yeah, she talks to me the same way. It's cool. All right. So there were 5 people that really stood out to everybody. And I will admit that I was not real I don't want to say focused on this project because I'm focused on everything, but I didn't, pay as close of attention to it, other than I got updates on where we were at with it. And so I kind of relied on other people to give me the information, and this is what I got. This was the decision that was made. So we have 5 mayor's commendations. The first 2 look like a husband and wife duo. How cool is that? Huh? The family that works together, something like that. Anyway, so Master Sergeant Audra Spencer and Master Sergeant Derek Spencer, they did sheet metal and steel fabrication senior technician. Oh no, you are sheet metal and steel. Boy, that sounds serious. And steel fabrication senior technicians, active duty. Their teamwork, professionalism, and engagement was and is exceptionally comprehensive, displaying a level of technical expertise and outside-the-box thinking. I love that. I am an outside-the-box thinker, I have to tell you. Many technicians would have avoided. The work that they took on was seriously difficult, uncharted territory with no technical guidance outside themselves and the fabrication team members. Together, they and the team removed many hundreds of aircraft structural fasteners to allow creation of multiple precision airframe, engine bay, structure, hole, drill, template. Oh, that's a lot. Templates of specific locations. I didn't write it. I'm just reading it. Sorry. These preparatory templates were then used to transfer drill holes to 13 various dimension steel plates, box steel, and angle iron components. It required drilling well over 1,000 holes for new oversized high-strength aircraft fasteners to securely install the engine base, which is 7,000 pounds, 7,000 pound capacity custom fabricated load-bearing components. And there is more, but basically, what they said was they have a can-do attitude, and we need that, right? We need that in our military service, and we certainly needed it for this project. That was a huge project. And it says that Derek and Audra nailed it. Downright nailed it. That's what it says. It sounds like they did more than nailed it. But if you 2 could come up. Hold on just a second. I should have put these in order, sorry. Of course, they're the last 2. Of course they are. Master Sergeant Derek Spencer and Master Sergeant Audra Spencer, and this is your daughter. Yes. You can tell. My son gets the reference. Up here for just a moment. Oh, sorry. I almost tripped. It's okay. All right, very good. Get my good side, Shelley. Okay. And then we have Mr. Larry Morris. Where are you? dedicated crew chief and support equipment procurement, repair, logistician. Did I say that right? Logistician. I don't know how to say that. That sounds like math to me. I don't know. But anyway, he joined the F4 team, bringing with him a very unique career background, managing multiple high-stakes demands which postured him well to take on his broad technical, tasking, and systems role. He does have a career in the Air Force as a crew chief with a well-honed technical skill set perfectly suited to make the F4 visual restoration project an unparalleled success. Larry's teamwork, foundation, and selfless manner fostered cohesion and goal-oriented motivation, managing the majority of overall aircraft tasking in addition to support, equipment, procurement, and repairs. He coordinated the aircraft paint specialist onboarding and managed associated technical needs. While directing and guiding various other activities, he performed hydraulic systems modifications in preparation for critical operational verification testing. He also planned, coordinated, and applied the majority of historically accurate detailing, which I think we all know is pretty critical. And his wide range of project tasking included pilot, flight station, final demilitarization steps, aircraft canopy, final lockdown, radar antenna removal, overall weight and balance accountability, landing gear evaluation, and tire replacement condition inspection. So as you can see, he did a lot. I have no idea what any of that means, but, well, landing gear. I know what landing gear is because I know how important it is, but but anyway, you did a lot, and I want to give you this. Okay, I know, it doesn't seem like I'm organized, but I'm semi. And there you go, thank you, from a very grateful city. We appreciate it. Thank you. Perfect, thank you. Okay, I'm going to save that one for last. Mark Warner, are you here? Well, come on down. This is not The Price is Right, but this is the F4 is right. Okay. Federal Aviation Administration Certified Airframe and Power Plant A&P Technician. Again, I have no idea what that means, but it sounds really cool, doesn't it? Okay. Mr. Werner's superior and expansive aircraft experience cannot be overstated. His broad range of expertise and innovation was brought to bear throughout all aspects of the F4 planning, preparations, modification, and very difficult technical problem solving. He took on the challenge of working all aspects of preparing the F4. And his flexibility and comprehensive understanding of aviation design and exact repair methods shortened many long days and nights of overwhelmingly difficult tasks of fabrication, measurement, and calculation work. And all of Mark's standard methods of operation meet or exceed Federal Aviation Administration standards, even in the face of untrained dissenting opinions. We're not going to touch that one. Okay. His standards of perfection as an FAA certified A&P mechanic to perform repairs, aerospace modifications, precision metal fabrication to perfection is matched by his dauntless undertaking of much of the most difficult problems encountered on this project. And there's a whole bunch of them. And I think really what we need to get out of that, it demonstrates that this wasn't just some plane that they painted and put up on a pedestal. This was researched, and everything was done as if it were the F4, as if it were, right? And that means something. That means a lot, because we know that, and I said this just a little while ago, I think when we do things in this city, we should do them with excellence, or certainly try to do them with excellence. And even if it's an F4 on a pedestal, it should be done correctly. And so it means something when you have people that are willing to invest time and care enough about it to get it right. So thank you for that. And I do have a certificate for you as well. Thank you for that. And we're going to look there, there, and there. Very good. All right. If you'll just hang out for just 1 second. And the man, Justin Purvis. Commonly known as JP for Justin Purvis. With, yeah, there are quotes there. Look at that. JP. Okay. He's a retired U.S. Air Force Jet Propulsion Systems technician, and his pivotal role in spearheading the revitalization and successful execution of the Gateway Freedom Monument F4 project. In the fall of 2024, Mr. Purvis accepted the crucial position of volunteer lead technician, breathing new life into this dormant project. From the outset, Mr. Purvis demonstrated exceptional leadership and project management acumen. He assembled a highly skilled volunteer force of over 60 individuals, including fellow veterans, active duty specialists, and certified mechanics. He meticulously developed the technical operational plan, managed logistics, and oversaw the donation-based funding that equipped his team with the necessary tools and materials. His successful negotiation for hangar space with Neptune Aviation was instrumental in providing a proper facility for the complex restoration work. And that is out at the airport, for those of you who don't know that, because if you work on the airplane, you got to have a place to work on it. So that was good. Mr. Purvis's personal technical expertise was most evident in directing and executing the monument's most demanding fabrication tasks, specifically the modification and assembly of the engine bays and afterburner nozzles. This required extensive coordination of metalworking facilities across New Mexico and Texas. Did you get that? Across New Mexico and Texas, precision measurement and advanced welding and fabrication skills. He personally led the charge from initial component design to the final installation at the pedestal site. The role of Mr. Purvis as the driving force behind this initiative cannot be overstated. His unwavering commitment, technical mastery, and extraordinary leadership were fundamental to the success of Phase 1. The City of Alamogordo extends its deepest gratitude to Mr. Purvis for his profound dedication to honoring our nation's veterans, restoring the vital piece of our community's heritage. And I want you to know that we mean every word of that, because I know how hard you worked. I know how hard you worked. Yes. Thank you. Okay, so there you go. Huh? Okay, absolutely. I feel like, come save me, Stephanie. I'm kidding.
So, my buddy right here. So I just want everyone online to understand just the gravity of how amazing these gentlemen are, the men and women. They do not want credit. They're probably really awkward right here, standing up here getting credit, but they deserve it. But I had a conversation with my buddy here, JP, and I asked him, so how many hours did you put in there? And then he said, I quit counting. So he did like 60 hours, weeks, every week. He was hitting it really hard. He goes, don't worry, you couldn't have afforded me. So I'm like, trust but verify. Let me go online and see what everybody does. I calculated over $500,000 in payroll for their highly skilled, everyone here, the volunteers that came down. The city would have never gotten this done, literally, if it wasn't for their selfless acts. So I just want to say thank you to everybody.
You deserve all of that and more. The city would have gotten it done, but we would have been the ones that slapped the plane up there and not worried about it, right? So anyway, so think about that. I want you to think about that when you drive by there. That plane wasn't just put up on a pedestal. It was done the way it was originally done. It was brought back the way it was originally done. And that means something. That's huge for our city. So, and it's funny because, the power of social media, right? I'm reading all these comments. We had a state senator that posted a picture of our plane, and people were on there going, I wish this city had that, and I wish this city had that, and how come we don't have that? And I'm like, because we have people from Holloman Airports being that. Anyway, so we get those bragging rights. So thank you all for your service. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I am going to switch gears just a little bit because I do have one more mayor's commendation to hand out. I don't know if he knows this or not. No? He doesn't know it? No. Oh, Nolan, come on up.
This is why you made me wear a nice shirt.
Nobody will notice. Well, they didn't until you said it. Now they're all going to be staring at your shirt. Okay. So, how many of you been downtown lately? If you haven't, you need to be because it's amazing down there. And I have to tell you, we have, I think we were all looking forward to the end, and we're almost there. We're almost there. But Nolan is our Alamogordo Main Street director. And again, looking through minutes, trying to refresh myself, looking at old minutes, I had notes from, I did find the notes or the minutes from when we actually did an MRA for downtown. We actually did do one. Yeah, I did find, I know, I did find it. I found it. A lot's happened in the last 10 years. So, so I did find those, where we talked about it. Some of you might remember Pamela Lee. I know Josh remembers Pamela Lee, and some of the meetings where she was on the Planning and Zoning Board, and we talked about revitalizing downtown and White Sands Boulevard, and a lot has happened since then. But it really all came together just in the last, I guess, couple of years, really. The vision that we had for the Great Blocks Project and revitalizing our downtown area came to fruition. And a lot of it was because of course, Claudia, but also Nolan. And Claudia's had enough recognition. She's fine. Anyway, whatever. Just kidding. Just kidding. I know, right? But these guys worked above and beyond. You can go to your job and you can do an 8 to 5, and all that's great, 8 to 5, right? And there are people that do that. They're like, 8 o'clock checking in, 5 o'clock I'm checking out. Not our Main Street crew. They worked nights, they worked weekends, they put up with a lot. They put up with a lot of heat. Like, I know, we all put up with a lot of heat. Like, I get it, but they put up with a lot, and way more than they should have. And there were things going around, like we're trying to kill the merchants and all this other stuff. And I want everyone to know all of that was done to help the downtown area. All of that was done to help our merchants. And I truly believe that in the end, that's what's going to happen. We have made an investment in our community. And when you invest in your community, other people see that. Site selectors see that. Businesses see that. Chain retailers see that. People see that. And then they want to come and be a part of it. They want to know. And because of the vision of people like Nolan, we now have this amazing downtown area from everything from, when we were shutting down the street, everything was well thought out. Okay, so we're going to shut down the street. What are we going to do? We're going to open the alleyways. So I know that his wife put a lot of time in with the murals and everything was so thought out because they wanted to make sure that we had, that we were thinking about all of these things and not just shutting down a downtown area. And so you deserve a lot of credit for that. And I could not leave this position without recognizing your efforts and all that you did. I know it's been a long road, and I know it's been a hard road, but thank you for everything you did. Oh, maybe I should read this, huh? Should I read it?
I want my family to sacrifice much. To get up.
Absolutely. Yeah, she's sacrificed months, and she's having a baby pretty soon,
About
too.
to have a baby,
Jeez.
that's right. Come here, sons. Come on, please.
Aww. Like his mini-me's or something, right? Okay, so in recognition of exceptional leadership and transformative impact in downtown revitalization and economic development for the city of Alamogordo, we would like to present you with a mayor's commendation. So thank you for all you do. Okay. Oh.
Oh, I dropped him. Hold on. Okay.
Okay, very good. Did you get it? You good, Claudia? Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And congratulations. She's having a baby. She's way stronger than I am, let me tell you. All right.
That's right.
All right, and I have one more thing to present. And she has no clue that I'm doing this, but I felt like this was important. We have somebody in our community that, she really hasn't been in our community all that long, a few years. And she's married to an amazing doctor, I know because he's my mom's doctor. So, and she has really just, you would not know she's not from here, the way she works for our community and the things that she does. It's been amazing to watch. And I have been blessed. I have been incredibly blessed by her friendship. I've learned fashion tips from her. Sometimes I'll just, look at her Louis and go, that's really cute someday. Anyway, she's just an all-around good person. And so I have an email that as of last November, there was an email from the Chamber of Commerce to their board, from the Director of Chamber of Commerce to the board. As of last November, November of 24, she raised $80,000 for the F4 project. That was last November. That was over a year ago. Since that time, she's raised more, and I think we calculated close to 100. Will you just come up here, please? Close to $140,000. $140,000. So all of those things that you talked about, New Mexico, Texas, and all of that stuff, that all costs money. And this lady right here, give her a job. I'm like, you sure you don't want to come fundraise for my nonprofit? Because, really, I could use you right now. So, but ask her, give her a job, and she will do the job, and she will put her whole self into it. And ask her to raise funds, and she does even better than that. So, she has raised money for the F4 project, for other initiatives. She's been supportive. For Alamogordo Main Street, she's been supportive, incredibly supportive of our military and the military spouses, and she is just an all-around good person, and I think she deserves this recognition, and so I took care of it myself, because that's what I do. And so, Danielle Rondelet, Mayor's Award for Outstanding Civic Contribution and Community Impact, in honor of your distinguished civic contribution and lasting impact on the Alamogordo community through your leadership and service. From a grateful city of Alamogordo. Thank you. Thank you. Right here. Thank you. And I am honored to call you my friend. Thank you so much. All right. You'll be happy to know I'm done. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for indulging us with that. I felt like it was really important to recognize those who did so much for our community. Danielle's raising the money and all of these ladies and gentlemen, working on this F4 project. That F4 project is truly the gateway to our city. It truly is. And we needed that. We needed that identity. And now when you drive into our city, we have an identity that we didn't have before. And it's so much in part to you guys and all your work, and all the contractors too. Don't think that I don't think I forgot about them. We appreciate all the contractors. I saw them out there and their contributions. We appreciate them. But thank you for all the man hours that you put in. We appreciate it. Thank you.
And if anybody wants to leave from the F4 group, I know you're looking at each other, so.
Yeah, it happens all the time. We're not offended. It's okay.
Congratulations.
Yes. Oh, how did they get that wrong?
You just got to keep on Deborah.
But the last name is right. The last name is right. Okay, I will fix it and get it back to you. No. I'll fix it and get it out to you. I'm so sorry. That's what they sent us. I apologize. All right, thank you. We got to fix that. It's Donna. Okay. All right, with that, we are going to move on to... Oh, no, that's not it. Where is my...
It's right here, public comment.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Commissioner Robinson. You knew what I was thinking, didn't you? Okay. We are going to move on to item 3, presentation on the Thrive Guide, the 5 and Thrive Guide from Danielle Rondelet.
Mayor Susan Payne.
And I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to...
Oh, yeah, we have a quick comment, sorry.
And forgive my interruption, but I just wanted to, Ms. Rondelet is presenting in her individual capacity, and that this presentation is for information purposes only.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Perfect.
So good evening, Mayor Payne, Mayor-elect Sharon McDonald, City Commissioners, and City staff. My name is Danielle Rondelet, and as you stated, I am just presenting this in my capacity and what I've done. And I would like to present this evening the Thrive Guide, formerly known 5 to Thrive. The purpose of this evening I want to discuss is what it is, why we did this, and how it came to be part of our community. The 5 to Thrive Guide began in 2021 by Charlene Brown, a military spouse. She and several other friends, which I would imagine other from the circle, military spouses themselves, got together and they wanted to do something to improve the quality of life for the military families. Their goal was simple, but powerful, and it was a simple message. They did not want families just to survive, but more importantly, they wanted to thrive. This has an echo here. They identified 5 pillars that were essential to the quality of life. They included childcare, healthcare, education, affordable housing, and spousal employment. The framework shows that military leadership and community partners working together, families become more connected, and through that, the quality of life improves. And militaries become stronger from that. And that brings to me the 4 R's. It's recruit, retention, resilience, and readiness, mission readiness. And why does this matter? Well, when we talk about resilience, I want you to look at it in the eyes of somebody in a uniform. Resilience means the ability to withstand, adapt, and to recover from stress and adversity and challenge while still performing the mission and taking care of yourself, your unit, your family. Often, they may not even be in the same city where you live, or they could be in another place of the world. That's not easy, and that is why this guide matters. Communities across the country have been encouraged to adapt the framework locally based on their own strengths, their resources, and their needs. When Michaela Rosales asked me to lunch to discuss the guide, I immediately recognized the need for something like this in our community. and especially for families relocating over here. And she's actually a director for the Five to Thrive. So she actually presented me with an actual guide itself from Shepherd Air Force Base down in Wichita Falls. When I reviewed it, I said, we have to have this here. I presented it to the executive board of the Chamber of Commerce, as well as to the entire board. There was a unanimous agreement, and the project needed to happen. In early spring, I was called to meet with Colonel Rosales. It was kind of one of those moments, like, okay, am I in trouble? What did I do now? But he wanted a meeting with me personally, along with other key stakeholders from Holloman Air Force Base. That did include Mrs. Bailey, Shelley Bailey, Chief Communicating, I'm going to get it all messed up now, Chief Communication Engagement Person, and then as well as Eric Henderson, who's the Director for Prevention and Response. And we were told about the importance of this guide in getting it done and getting it completed. And we were also told that we were the belly button. So again, Shelley was the one to get the information, review it. Hendra would make sure it would be pushed through. I was the communicator for the community. I was the liaison there. I'd never heard that metaphor used before, belly button. But we all worked together. And I took this responsibility very seriously, and it was like a call to action to move forward on it. Following that meeting, I presented it to the Sacramento Mountains Foundation, requesting support to engage a firm with proven experience in the digital market, creative design, and to create a professional format to deliver this guide. Once it was approved, we assembled a team of community experts to support each of these pillars. And I'd like to kind of recognize each individual and what they did to contribute their time, their expertise, and insights to get this guide completed. So on education, it was Michelle Bordeaux from APS, Chelsea Hayes from NMSUA. Child care was Nancy Hudson and Peg Krim from 100% Otero. I actually attended, I organized a meeting, met with the ladies there, her team, got a breath of what they offer for our community, even attended one of their conferences to get more information. From housing, it was Bonnie Deeds. Healthcare and spousal employment, I kind of took that one on. I worked with Lily Lewis with the hospital, Christa Southern New Mexico. And then I went to the community and visited a lot of the physicians in our area. It's kind of unique. Our marketplace is different because often you'll have a doctor who has other physicians visiting from El Paso or Las Cruces with various specialties. So I wanted to get all of that information in our guide. In spousal employment, I looked at our major employers, being the city of Alamogordo, APS, Christus Health, and then I did find those things that were unique to our community. For example, the Jan Waffle, where we have the music, movies productions. And then even with our workforce solutions and small business development, I incorporated that into our guide as well. From Holloman Air Force Base, Shelley Bailey, Chief Communicating Engagement Person. She was essential in helping me get the collective data from Holloman Air Force Base, along with Michaela Rosales, Hendra the same way. And then we had another individual, Candace Clements. She was instrumental because she had a bucket list. And it was a bucket list of things to do in town and in our community. From there, it was very vast. I presented it to everybody to get their feedback because this was truly a collaborative effort. And everyone was like, yes, let's do it. So we really did specialize it in terms of what we have to offer, because if it wasn't employment, I thought of volunteer hours, because like you saw all these awards, people want to get involved. They want to make a difference and they want to do something special. And we have so many different 501c in our community that are looking for those individuals. So I wanted to incorporate them in there. And also it helps the military build their portfolios as they move on. And we included that with our parks. We have tons of parks. This area is a playground for the outdoors. So we added all of that. From all of the unique aspects that we have, they're in the guide. And when you look at it, which it's not completely done at this point, you will notice everything is notated, specialized, from whether it's golf, skiing, you want to go for a hike, it's there. You want to go to the movies, you know where to go. So we all got together collaboratively and worked to get this completed. Adam Hoppus from the Chamber of Commerce helped with collecting and organizing information that was shared in our Dropbox. So each of these individuals contributed local knowledge, validation, and a real-world perspective to ensure the guide reflects the usability resources. It's just not a list of names on paper. So I did provide a hard copy, and you have this as well in your system here that you can look at it. The purpose of this guide is digital. It's fluid. So it's constantly, we're going to be updating it. The Sacramento Foundation was gracious enough to fund this. Once it's completed, after all of the hyperlinks are corrected or verified, let's put it that way, I have to make some small modifications. It will be delivered back to the foundation so then they can appropriately distribute it to everyone. I think this guide will be very useful not only for the military side of it, but also for our community as well. As being a new member, as you mentioned, coming here, I mean, again, like I said, it's very unique. You have some businesses operating out of a home, or you have multiple businesses located together, and we have so many resources available to help those, because if you notice in the guide, like there's 4 pages of where you can get food if you need food. So it's very comprehensive, like I said, and it's more than a document. It's a tool for connection. It's a signal of welcoming. And it's a shared community asset. And it was an honor to be working on this with my friend Shelley Hendro, and I'm looking forward to the finished completion of this guide so that we can have it available, like I said, in the digital format, and it'll be a useful tool for those coming onboarding to Holloman Air Force Base, wherever they may be in the world. They will have access because it's, like I said, it's digital. So before they land in El Paso, they'll know exactly and hopefully create their own bucket list. And like I said, we will build from this platform moving forward. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, it's interesting because different people have different needs, how they have different things that they're looking for. And I've had people, you know, say things to me like, I didn't know we had that many okay, I use nonprofits, obviously, I think we know why, but I didn't know that we had that many nonprofits here, or I didn't know that we had this or that. And the beauty of this kind of guide is that it's all in one place now, and it is specifically geared or came out of the military community. But really, anybody could use that, honestly. Anybody could. And so that's the beauty of it. And because it is digital, and I hope that we see it on, you know, even just different platforms, websites, whatever, and click on that. And if you haven't had a chance to look at it in the packet yet, you should, because it is, when she says it's comprehensive, she's not kidding. It's pretty comprehensive. I will just tell you that I have people call us all the time for resources, and I could see that as being a resource that, you know, we created our own resource guide, but it, you know, I'm constantly having to update it, and I could see us using something like that. So thank you for all the work that you did on it. Thank you. John Wheeler is here from the Sacramento Mountains Foundation, and thank you for your support and your guidance with this, and of course your funding. We always like that, right? And so thank you for that, and thank you for seeing the vision, because these are the kinds of things that we need in our community. If we truly want to grow and we want to, you know, get better, these are the kinds of things that we need. We need people with these kinds of visions, and so thank you for that, John, and thank you, Danielle, for all you've done for our community. I appreciate it. And with that, we are going to move on to, why am I so confused? Oh, public comment, I'm sorry. And I know we have one person signed up for comment. London Leslie, where are you? I know I talked to her like I know her, but that's because I do. I've known her since she was in the womb. She just doesn't know that. But it's amazing to me. How old are you now?
16.
Okay, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I'm
That cannot
driving
be
now.
right. That is crazy. She's 16. I remember when she was born, and she is now 16. Well, thank you. What do you have for us today?
I have the Desert Lakes road completion of sidewalks down
Okay.
on the east side of Desert Lakes.
Okay. Tell us what you got.
Dear Alamogordo City Commissioners, my family owns a home in the Tierra de Sueños subdivision and recently purchased a home on South Florida. I'm writing to strongly implore the city of Alamogordo to please complete the sidewalks on both sides of Desert Lakes Road. Sidewalks are essential for pedestrian safety, for children walking, residents out for exercise, and anyone navigating the neighborhood without a car. I've almost been hit multiple times on this road while riding my bike. At present, the lack of continuous sidewalks poses a safety concern. Completing the sidewalks on both sides would not only improve safety, but also enhance accessibility and overall appearance of our community. Thank you for your attention to this important matter and for your continued effort to make our neighborhood safer and more walkable.
Thank you. You guys give her a hand. That was not easy. That wasn't easy. And I've always said, my heart is for kids. And if we get kids up here that have the courage to come and ask for what they want, that's how we get things done, right? And so thank you for that. We can't make any promises. I won't be here, but commissioners, some of you will. Don't forget, her name is London Leslie, and she's just cute as a button. So thank you, London.
Thank you.
Thank you, London.
Okay. All right, with that, that's all I have signed up for public comment. So with that, we're going to move on to the city manager's report.
Yes, and sit back, it's a long one. So, first of all, I wanted to announce something completely amazing, and I'm probably going to kill it for the zoo, but that's okay. You can't tell me something this exciting and not expect me to not share it. We are getting sloths, y'all.
Woo!
2 of them.
Sorry,
So I'm totally excited about that one, so I had to announce that one. I also wanted to let you know that half of our directors were up talking to the legislators about our ICIP this past, or earlier in the day. They did a phenomenal job. They always represent Alamogordo well. I just wanted to kind of remind you of the project we had up there. We had the headworks upgrade at the wastewater facility, US 70 water distribution grid replacement, Dry Canyon Arroyo, the reopen of Bonito Lake, which I heard went over really well for a lot of people up there, the beautification of some of our buildings, and then APD vehicles. So that we did a top 6, and that's what was represented up there today. And of course, they did an awesome job. Then I wanted to just give you a brief update on our dispatch, and I'm sorry, I have my notes everywhere. So we're rocking and rolling on dispatch. We have employees. As of tomorrow, we'll have 5. We have over 27 applicants. We have a really good pool of applicants, and we are grateful for the state because they are working with us to do a dispatch academy so that we're, one step closer to being ready. So we're really grateful for that. Really grateful for Hilton. He's made a lot of contacts, and he's had the contacts, but he's done really well for us. So shout out to Hilton and Chief Kunihiro for putting that together. I know it's been stressful, but they're doing it. They're doing it good. Phase 2 of the F4. I wanted to just kind of tell you where we're at on that, and I just wanted to give some shout out to some more contractors because after we had the ribbon cutting, we got a ton of people coming and saying that they would help and comp things. So I just want to put that out there. We have GH Concrete, La Luz Dirt and Paving, geotech firm from Arizona. I think it's Hayes Geo. Is that right? Hayes, and then KE&G, La Luz Cardaway, Rock Canyon, White Sands Construction with Mr. Crimmins, and then Marty Pillar, he's an engineer that works with Mr. Crimmins. So all of that, they're going to put together the second phase of the Gateway Freedom Monument, which will be up anticipated July 4th of next year. And just remember everyone to go buy your brick. It's run through the chambers. And then I want to say thank you, Crystal first. We didn't get a chance to work together a lot, but I really appreciate the perspective that you gave, especially as we're having housing conversations. I hope that you continue to engage with us because I think you have a unique perspective and I think your expertise will come in handy. So I hope you continue to engage with us. We look forward to having Baxter, but you will be missed.
Thank you. I will miss all of you too.
And thank you to your family because we all know if you're working for the city, your family is too. So your beautiful daughter's left, but
Thank you.
And Madam Mayor. So I became acting the first time in April, and we never really worked together. We talked, but we never really worked together. And, we had conversations after that, and then we hit some big ones. In July of 23, that was something I don't think either one of us will forget. And we really found our groove on how to work together. And then it just kept hitting us one at a time. And I think you and I worked really good together because you saw things from one way and I saw things from a different way. And sometimes that can clash, but in the end, it always worked out for us because we always did it what was in the best interest of the city, the citizens. And so that was a trying time. This time around, it hasn't been as trying, but we've worked through a lot of issues together and a lot of great projects together. And I truly appreciate what you bring to the table. I will miss the background, the information you were able to provide, and how many times I didn't know that. And so I really appreciate everything you've done. You've been very supportive as staff. At the same time, you've always held us accountable and never in a you've done something wrong, more of a we can do better. And so I really appreciate how you've stood up for staff, but you've also, held our feet to the fire. And I am happy for you that you're going to be Mima, or you're Nana, I'm Mima, and that you get to spend more time with your grandkids and your family. And I want to thank Ray Dow, Ray Jr., Kimmy, Jessica, because I know it's a family thing, and Mama Mayor. Because, as mayor, everybody wants the mayor there. And so you're obligated to go a lot of places. And so I know the family really suffers as a lot, that you give a lot to your job. And so I thank you for everything, Mayor. Thank you for standing by me, for standing by the staff. I'm glad that you're doing something that you really want, and I'm excited to work with Mayor-elect McDonald. But I think, we're losing an asset for sure and a different perspective. So I hope you still stay engaged as well. So thank you, Madam Mayor.
You can still call me for history. It's
Okay, I might. And then with that, I was approached to see if somebody could give you an award. And so I said, yeah, you can do it in the city manager's report. So Mr. Edwards?
Oh. I'm not used to this part, sorry.
Well, Madam Mayor, you and I have had a relationship that's been up and down in all kinds of...
It's been interesting,
all
for sure.
kinds of ways. And as the operator of the largest media company in Alamogordo, we want to recognize that we've enjoyed working with you. We honor the work you've done. And you have always operated with me and with the city with integrity, and have always been open. And anytime we've had a phone call or a question, you've always answered, and we appreciate that. And with that, we want to recognize you with a special award. It's the Second Life Media Spotlight Stamina Award, proving scrutiny is just another stage light. Presented to Mayor Susan Payne, who has endured the relentless ink storms of Second Life Media, Alamogordo Town News, with poise, persistence, and just the right eye roll.
That's great.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I promise you, I had no idea he was going to do that. Thank you for that. Oh, maybe Sharon knew. I didn't know.
That was great.
Ryland and Leslie, have you been to the Family Fun Center yet?
No, I haven't. We're going Friday though.
You need to.
Yeah,
You
we're
need
going
to.
Friday for our Christmas party.
Okay, perfect, perfect. She stopped me in Albertsons a while back before it was open and said, when are they opening the Family Fun Center? I'm like, not soon enough, that's for sure. Okay, all right, we're going to move on to the consent agenda. Does anybody have anything they want to pull?
Remarks, inquiries.
What's that?
Remarks and inquiries by the commission.
Oh, I didn't do that yet, sorry. Remarks and inquiries by the city commission, sorry.
I just got one real quick. The other night after the Christmas parade, I was driving the back roads trying to get around all the traffic. And could we have streets look at Hawaii basically from 10th to 16th? There is an enormous amount of potholes in that road. Okay, and they just varied all over the place, so
Yeah.
I just have to look at it. So.
Jimmy's on it.
Okay. Okay, thank you, sir. Hawaii from 10th Street to 16th Street. Yeah, and actually in Ohio, you guys got some of Ohio the other day, but there was like two blocks of it that were missing.
They were out the following days, so I'll check.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't been down in a couple of days, so, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
And so just heads up, that is part of our next WSRP2.
Hawaii is?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I have two little things. I already talked to Stephanie and Daryl about this, but just wanted to put it on record. I've had a lot of inquiries about 1109 Michigan, whether or not that was condemned or what the
Is
status.
that the one with the fire?
Yeah, what the status of that was and what we were planning to do about it. So I just wanted to make it an official question and allow Stephanie to answer that so that the public did know what was going on with it.
Yes, so that property is interesting. We get a lot of questions about it. It has been for sale, and then I think it was sold incorrectly, and then it got for sale again. It has been condemned. We do have to work with the new owners when it happens. However, it is on our demolish list, March. If something's not done or we don't have significant plan that come to TRC or something very significant to this property, it's on the demolish list for March.
Okay, all right, that's good news. Well, not good news, but I mean, I wish they could do something with it, but it'll be nice to know something's being done. And I would be in trouble if I didn't mention one more time for my father-in-law and Johnny, if they're listening, that we really want a lake. I would be in trouble. So I'm a lake, so we can go fishing. And my suggestion is that you name it Crystal Lake when it's done, okay? Crystal Lake. Camp Crystal's fine. Whatever you think. As long as my name is included, that'd be wonderful. In all seriousness, I just wanted to say thank all of you for everything. I had no idea what I was getting into. I called Josh and said, "What do you think?" And he said, "Have at it."
It's fun.
And I did, and I thought I knew a lot about Alamogordo, but I had no idea how much I didn't know. And this has been, if anything, extremely educational. And I see how much work actually goes into it. So now I can officially say I knew nothing, and I know so much more now. So thank each and every one of you, because you have all taught me something different this entire time. And Baxter, you can warm this seat for 2 years, but I might come back. You're going to do an amazing job, and I wouldn't want anyone else coming over here to take this seat than you. But I do expect the lake, so let's work on that. That's all I got. Thank you, guys.
I have a few things. Can you remind me when we're supposed to start on the greens at the golf course?
I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Okay.
I've been talking irrigation a lot with the golf course, and I don't remember the greens part.
So the reason I ask is because I would like to maybe shift that money to the fairways instead of the greens. I'll give them hands down the biggest accolade right now. The greens are amazing. I'm sure Commissioner Tapley can attest to that. They're rolling very nicely. Probably the best I've seen since I've started playing 6 years ago.
I've heard that, so that's good to hear.
But our fairways are
Okay.
in dire needs of some attention. So I didn't know if we can maybe look at that to reseed that.
So we're purchasing a reseeder, and it's supposed to be phenomenal, so that they can properly seed
Yep.
I will follow up specifically on the fairway.
Okay. And then where are we at on the ponds? For
Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, we're not.
That's the lake,
I
that's
was
Crystal
like-
Lake. Something different.
So Evelyn might have a little more information. I know that we have, you don't have information? I know that we were talking about, what are they called? The aerators. The aerators.
Oh, yeah, and the aerators, I
Yeah,
guess.
all that.
So, Mayor Pro Tem Commissioners, so we met with the golf course last week, and they presented an alternative to the spin cleans that are currently in the ponds. So what is happening is their spin cleans are getting clogged with all of the different sludge and everything like that, so they're continuously having to drain them and try and figure it out. So what they presented to us was an alternative, which is actually a apparatus that sits on top of the ponds and does the same thing, cleans the water and everything like that, but does not have the issue that it has with the sludge. So we did authorize $150,000 for 3 separate things. One is the cedar that Stephanie was talking about. The other is to finish off the improvements to the SCADA system out there so that it will control the valves without them having to go out there and manually turn them. And the third thing was for the river screens, which are going to be the apparatus that sits on top of the ponds and aerates everything and continues to work what we think will hopefully be better than the submerged spin cleans.
So are we keeping the windmills?
Oh, yes, and
Yeah,
the windmills,
okay.
the windmills are part of a different allocation of
Okay.
money, so the windmills are also still planned for installation. We were asked by the golf course staff to hold off on the installation of them because of something to do with the playing time that I can't 100% speak to, but that money already exists as
Yeah,
well
okay.
underneath the 150 allocation.
And then where are we at with the RFP?
It is, I need to meet with Barb. I have it ready to go, and I am hoping to get it out next week, and then we'll put it out for 30 to 45 days. It took me, they got it ready. It took me a little bit longer to go over it. It was long and complicated, so I made some changes to it, and I feel pretty good about it.
And then it's also going to be with and without maintenance?
We decided not to put the maintenance in it because for various reasons. One of them is we've had this staff really trained on the new SCADA system, the new irrigation system. Second is we've reached out and gotten some feedback that there's not too many people involved who really want to do that. However, if at a later date, we can always put an RFP out for the maintenance, but we're going to see what we get and see if there's any questions regarding the maintenance piece of it.
Is that it?
My hole on Florida.
Yes, so I met with Jimmy on that. They're going to look at it. There is some, of course, we're going to have to schedule it. We would like to schedule it when school is not in, because that's a huge, corridor for us. There are some questions on the risers, or if it's a leak underneath, so they're going to have to kind of do a reevaluation of that dip.
Sorry, Mark.
That's all right. Am I next?
Sure, go for it.
I just wanted to say New York Avenue looked great. I went down there a couple weeks ago during the Christmas event. It was awesome. I wanted to touch on the London Leslie question about Desert Lakes Road. I know that was put out a couple years ago that they were going to improve it. I mean, can you elaborate on?
So I just got the email. I can't remember when it came to me, so I haven't had time to even look at it or to look at the history of any of it. So I still need to do some research on that one.
Okay.
I don't know at this moment. I just haven't had a chance to research it. It came in, I think, last week.
I was told a couple of years ago that was actually put out, and they actually started to do some marking, and then it just went away. So I don't
I think there was just some drainage improvements out there, if I remember right. Yeah. I think it was just work on the ditch on the north side and culverts. Yeah.
But no.
information shared by me and Director Nunley. There is a design. It was done in 2018. The design was funded, but there was never any funding for the construction of it. So there's not any sidewalks on that design. And it was shelved because it was kind of a weird thing. There were other priorities. It was just kind of one of those weird things that got designed but never really went anywhere. So it is something that is going to be included in our new capital process. So it will be back on the list of possibilities. And we could also look at getting the design revamped to include sidewalks.
Great idea.
Sorry, Rachel.
I wanted to say that I went up to Ruidoso today with the directors to present their projects to our legislative group, and they did a fantastic job. I just, sometimes you don't realize how much work goes into their projects in order to present it, and I'm going to use the word shovel-ready. So people are commenting on the fact that our group, our staff here at the city are ready, and they're presenting, and they appreciate it. I did hear good things about Bonita Lake and things like that. So it was an experience, and I hope to do it again. I'd like to stay all day to hear everything else that is going on. I didn't realize that some of our cities are in a little trouble, and that's not saying anything bad, but I'm just saying that sometimes you don't know what other cities are dealing with. So when it comes to the city of Alamogordo, I know I'm very proud of what they did today. The other thing that I wanted to mention as I move out of this position into the seat for mayor, I wanted to hear a little bit about what the people in Alamogordo are thinking and some of the things they'd like to see. So I have decided to have office hours from the 5th through the 13th. I will be in the office from 9 to 12, and the city manager has got an office set up. We usually have the closet in the office over here, but they're going to move me where, people will be accommodated. And so I hope to hear from people in the city. The office hours will be from 9 to 12, and it will start on January the 5th. I will be in the office, and if you'd like to make an appointment, you can call, but I will be there anyway from 9 to 12. And if I need to stay a little bit longer, I can do that. And if I need to extend my time in the office until the end of January, I will do that also. But I just wanted to put it out there at this meeting that I do want to hear what people are saying. And so that, we can have, I think we've already had a smooth transition. But I just wanted to offer those services. And one of the other things that I looked at for the city of Alamogordo, if people think that we're not moving, with downtown, with all of the other things that are happening here, there were, on record, 167 businesses that have been set up from the beginning of the year up until now. Now, some of those are duplicates, but if you take the duplicates off, we still have well over 100. And for that to be said about our community speaks volumes. So thank you.
Could you give us an update on the study on Indian Wells by Walmart?
Yes, I sent the email out, that seems like so long ago. I believe that, Jimmy, do you remember it? Do you remember the study? I know that the traffic counts weren't there. There was 2 times in the day that it got really busy, but it was still well under the required amount for a light. I believe I got that right, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll just share some good stuff. How's that? Lot going on. in December. We had the ribbon cutting for, of course, downtown. We had, and that was great if you didn't get a chance to go. And if you haven't been down there, go down there because it's pretty cool. And then the following week, we had Christmas on Main Street. Again, it looked like, I thought I heard 7,000 people, something like that. There was quite a few. It was, yeah, and it extended, so it wasn't just the south side of New York, it was the north side as well. And it was great. It was a great time, a lot of vendors, a lot of activity, and so it was exciting to be part of that. We also had the Alamogordo Christmas Parade, or I should say the Air Force Sergeants Association Christmas Parade is really what it was, because they sponsor that. And I don't know if you know this, but we had over 100 floats this year. That's a lot. That is a lot for our city, but I heard over 100 floats. I believe that that's probably pretty accurate because that parade seemed to go on forever, and it was amazing. The turnout on our streets was, I'm going to say, I would not be surprised if there was 4,000 or 5,000 people out there. It was incredible, and all the way down from, of course, we had to start at Cuba because Oregon's closed, but we started at Cuba all the way down the street, turned on to, I think it was Maryland this year. We turned on to Maryland, and Maryland was lined with people, and so it was pretty cool to be part of, and you know, people say there's nothing to do in Alamogordo, and I would suggest that they're wrong. They're very wrong, because there's a lot to do here. There's always something, and we credit a lot of that not just to the city itself, but to our businesses and places or organizations like the Air Force Sergeants Association. Without them, we wouldn't have the parade, and you could see on the kids' faces and those kinds of things. They were pretty excited about being out there, and the weather was perfect, so that made it even better. But those are just some of the things that were going on in December, and I'm going to just leave it with some good news with that. So, yes.
Did you want to recognize Pastor Forney?
Oh, yes, I do. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just smacked me for that one. We lost a treasure in our community, I have to tell you. You know, it's always hard. I work with a lot of the churches in town, most of the churches in town on one level or another. And Corinth Baptist Church is no exception. I know Sharon attends there. And Pastor Forney and his wife, I have known them a long time. And he has battled cancer on and off. And this time, unfortunately, cancer won, but not really, because he won, because I know where he's at. There is no doubt in my mind that when that man took his last breath on earth, he walked straight into the arms of Jesus. I am positive of it, and I know he's in heaven, and I know he's celebrating, and what more could we ask for? But us, we lost a treasure. He was active in our community. He was pastor of Corinth for 33 years, I believe, 34 years. He was a retired Air Force Chief Master Sergeant. He served on several boards, I believe COPE and Big Brothers Big Sisters, and several boards. He was part of the Rotary United Way. Yes, United Way. He was part of the Rotary Club, and he really was a treasure. He was one of those that retired here and became a servant in our community, and we are certainly going to miss him. He was larger than life. He had a commanding presence, and when he was in the room, you knew it. And but I sure enjoyed talking to him and getting to know him, and we are going to miss him. So thank you for reminding me. I apologize that I forgot that. Obviously, there's a lot going on tonight, but thank you for reminding me of that. And I just ask that you just pray for the members of Corinth. I know they love their pastor, and for our community, because we lost a treasure. So, and I think that's it. We did this where were we at the other night? We were at a forum or something, and I kept looking at Stephanie and going, did I forget anything? Did I forget? I did. She kept reminding me because I kept forgetting things. So, but I think that's it. And with that, if nobody else has anything, we will move on
I
to,
just wanted to say thank
Oh.
you for remembering Pastor Forney.
oh, I love Pastor Forney, absolutely. He was a treasure for sure. With that, we're going to move on to the consent agenda. Do we have anything we want to pull off the consent agenda?
I got a quick question. Do we need to pull item 7 for those changes you emailed us? We do?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry, let me just read
7 and
this.
11.
I'll pull item 7.
Okay. All right,
You have another one?
And 11.
anything else?
11.
7 and 11. 11. Okay. All right, anything else?
Just make a motion to approve items 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, and 13.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Reardon. Do I have a second?
Second.
A second from Commissioner Robinson. Can we put up the vote, please? And motion passes 7-0. We'll move on to items pulled from the consent agenda. Item 7, consider and act upon adoption of final publication of ordinance 1720 declaring the need for designation by Otero County, New Mexico, by and through the county's Board of County Commissioners for certain real property within the county's area of operation overlapping the municipal boundaries of the city of Alamogordo as a metropolitan redevelopment area. I know Chris is not here. Do we need?
I can address. Thank you, Madam Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and Commission. After the last 2 commission meetings ago, after receiving the changes that the commission wanted to make, we did make those changes, and it is my fault that I accidentally sent in the old version in your guys' packet, so it doesn't look as if any changes were made. But I wanted to read what changes the commission wanted, and that it is in fact been added to the resolution, or sorry, ordinance 1720. The original, of course, had the large breadth of Alamogordo is listed as the designated area. That has been changed to read that whereas the proposed redevelopment area is all or a portion as determined by the county of the property described below. The Patriot Point development located at 305 Moonglow Street, Alamogordo, New Mexico, zip code 88310, with parcel ID really long, 01N405609450540, being approximately 5.947 acres of non-residential land zoned R4 for multiple family dwellings with a current actual value of $388,577 and assessed value of $129,526 as of August 29th, 2025. Then, so we took in the change to the size that the commission requested. Then on, as far as later down, after we kind of finished the whereases, that's all stayed the same. The public hearing date was changed due to meet the city commission's schedule. So the public hearings for the county will start occurring later in the year on December 30th. But for the other changes that the commission wished, now therefore be it ordained by the governing body of the city of Alamogordo that the necessity of the designation of proposed redevelopment area is subject to the provisions of section 2 and 3 thereof. This is the new sections, and so section 2 involves city involvement with the metropolitan redevelopment area and plan. The city is a necessary party related to the redevelopment of the metropolitan redevelopment plan and the oversight of the metropolitan redevelopment area, and the effect of the city commission's declaration in section 1 hereof is conditioned upon the following. Letter A, The Metropolitan Redevelopment Plan will provide for the appointment of a board of directors to oversee the execution of the Metropolitan Redevelopment Plan. If the board has 5 or fewer members, the City Commission shall have the power to appoint 2 of those members to the board of directors. If the board has more than 5 members, the City Commission shall have the power to appoint 3 members to the board of directors. And, letter B, the commencement of construction, i.e., breaking ground of the Patriot Point development shall occur no later than December 31st, 2026. And I need to edit that. 2026. Then in section 3, ordinance irrepealable, and then we added the language, notwithstanding anything here into the contrary, if the conditions set forth in section 2 above are not met, the City Commission's declaration in section 1 shall be of no further force or effect. So basically, per the conditions that the commission gave at the last time this was addressed with Mr. Muirhead, if ground hasn't been broken by December 31st, 2026, and if the city does not get a chance to have its position put on the boards, then basically this goes away. It has no force or effect. And let's see. And then the other change was just that today was the second reading. So there's a date change in the bottom. But that was the comments and concerns of the commission, and so we have made those into the resolution.
Okay. Does anybody have any
Ordinance,
questions?
sorry. I keep saying resolution.
Anybody have any questions?
Let's make a motion to approve
7.
ordinance 1720 with the very lengthy changes that Daryl just read.
Please don't make me say Metropolitan Redevelopment Plan.
Can you repeat those for the record?
Yeah.
I have a commotion, I started to say commotion. Okay. I have a motion from Commissioner Reardon to approve item 7 with the changes as read by our attorney. Do I have a second?
Second.
A second from Commissioner Guthrie. Can we put up the vote, please?
I vote in the affirmative. It's not coming up on my
Okay.
computer. Good. Thank you, Mayor.
Is that the browser? Oh, you lost? I don't know
It's like
where
they
it
pulled
went.
them for 11.
Got kicked out?
That's right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, and motion passes 7-0. We're going to move on to item 11, consider and act upon the award of Public Works bid 2025-004, City of Alamogordo Fire Station 2 project number FD 2401 to National Construction related to the City of Alamogordo Fire Station 2 project for an amount not to exceed $1,330,033.32, but that's very specific, including New Mexico GRT. Hi there.
Hello. Madam Mayor, I got a comment on this one real quick.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to abstain from voting and discussion on this item
Okay.
due to a conflict, a potential conflict of interest from the original bid.
Yep.
So,
Very good. So Commissioner Reardon is going to abstain from this? Okay. And with that, does anybody, or you want to give us some information, or do you have questions?
Yeah, I just have, so this was sent out for a rebid, correct?
Correct.
And what was the reasoning why?
So I'll defer that back to City Attorney Darrell.
So the original bid was sent out, and then it was canceled due to the determination that it was at the moment, it was in the best interest of the city for basically a preventative measure to ensure that we're complying with all procurement, Governmental Conduct Act, and city ordinances in regards to potential conflicts of interest. And so before any award was issued, or any contract was issued, it was decided to be pulled and then sent out for rebid. There was some extra little form changes, so that way there was no perceived or any possible perception that there could be any type of conflict of interest. So that way it would protect the city through transparency, and then by extension the commission as well as for any actions that they may participate in the course of their daily occupations.
Because if I remember right, it was said that he spoke to 3 different commissioners about this particular project. Was that correct or no? Was that a different?
What do you mean?
Also, at the time, there was also no notice of obligation from the state, so we didn't have the ability to proceed, and so it did have to go out for rebid.
Okay. And once it went out for rebid, would the bids open to each contractor? As far as what each contractor knew what the other contractors had bid are previously on that?
The
First bids?
Yeah. They were? Okay. The only reason I have an issue with it is because from the numbers I got from you, Stephanie, earlier, it says that White Sands Construction bid increased by $90-something thousand, and then that Nationals bid decreased by $117,000. I find that very hard that you can eat $117,000 to come down to the price in which they got. When we sent out the rebid, was anything changed as far as scope of work?
No, but subcontractors did change.
Right. Other
that
than
could make a big-
National
and that
and
could be
White
a
Sands
big
Construction,
difference.
there was one other one, correct?
Correct.
The
But
Plum
subcontractors
or
could make a
Plume.
big difference on pricing. So they did have different subcontractors from the original.
Okay, okay.
Any more questions? Okay. With that, do I have a motion to approve item 11?
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem to approve item 11. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have one thing before, is there any protest on this particular bid?
On the first one, this current one, I believe we have received one, but
We heard that there's one, we haven't seen it.
I haven't been given it yet.
That's it.
Should we try that again? Okay, do I have a motion to approve item 11?
So moved.
A motion from Mayor Pro Tem McDonald. Do I have a second?
Second.
A second from Commissioner Robinson. Can we put up the vote, please? Did you ever get back? No.
I vote in the affirmative, Rachel.
Here's mine.
Oh, did yours come up? Oh, I thought you said it didn't. And motion passes 5-1 with one abstention. Okay. And we're going to move on to new business. We pulled item 14, so we'll just move on to appointments to boards and committees. And give me just one second. Okay. I have Airport Advisory Board, one upcoming vacancy for an applicant who lives in either the county or the city limits. An application by Rob Hicks was received. Mr. Hicks currently serves as a member of the Airport Advisory Board, and his term is expiring on January 23rd, 2026. If reappointed, this would be his 6th term on the board. Does anybody have an issue with that? Okay, I'm going to reappoint Rob. We do have one current vacancy for an applicant who lives within the city limits on the Airport Zoning Board. On the Alamogordo Public Library Board, there are two current vacancies for county-appointed representatives, plus one upcoming vacancy for a city-appointed representative that lives within the city limits. An application by Richard Warren was received. Mr. Warren currently serves as the chairman of the Alamogordo Public Library Board, and its term is expiring on January 23rd, 2026. If reappointed, this would be his fourth term on the board. Does anybody have an issue with it? Okay. I haven't had anybody say he's doing a terrible job, so with that, I'm going to reappoint him to that position. There are 6 current vacancies for applicants on the Senior Volunteer Program Advisory Council. You do have to live within the city limits. And with that, I'm going to make some final remarks. And then we're going to adjourn into, executive session. Okay. So, my last meeting asked me if I'm excited. You know what? I have mixed emotions. I do. I have very mixed emotions. This weekend was proved challenging and reminded me why I did not choose to run again, because I, as my husband can attest, got a lot of texts and phone calls, and so it just sort of solidified it for me. But I do want to just give you a very brief background. The reason I began this journey, and it was in 2015, it started because I wanted to create a transitional living center, and not a lot of people know that. It was a center for individuals who were chronically on the verge of homelessness, and I had a vision to do that. And help them with a hand up and not a handout. So as I've been sort of vocal about, I do not necessarily agree with homeless shelters, but I do agree with transitional housing and helping people to sort of help themselves. So I had approached the City Commission to rent La Placita. Some of you know where that is. And I jumped through hoops. I got my paperwork done. I made my presentation. I got really excited because I was sort of led to believe that this was going to go through. And Lev Inc. was actually, at that point, we had been in La Placita previously, so I was very familiar with the building. And I thought it was going to be easy, and at the end of the day, after all that, I was denied. But I stayed for the meeting, and what I witnessed was a group of city commissioners that just argued with each other. I saw insults and maligning, and I was pretty stunned because I didn't know government worked that way. I knew it worked that way in TV dramas. I didn't know it actually worked that way in real life. And so I started coming to the meetings, and fast forward a few months, and I actually had to call the police. It was now the second time that I've had to call, second or third time now. Since we've moved to Ohio, we have to call quite more often. But it was at that time the first time that I had to actually call the police because there was a crazy guy in our building, and he was tearing up our building. And this was in 2015-ish or so. Marge is shaking her head about that time. And anyway, I called the police, and it took 45 minutes for the police to get there. And I was like, we are Alamogordo. It doesn't take 45 minutes to get anywhere. Like, you could be in Cruces. And so I was like, okay, what is going on here? And a very nice police officer shows up. Some of you remember him, Ryan Thomas, Officer Thomas at that time. And he showed up, and he said, where is he? And I said, where is who? And he said, you called the police. And I said, 45 minutes ago I called the police. He's gone, and we're like trying to clean the building up, right? And so I took him out in the front, and we had a conversation, and there was an empty field across the street, and I got to know him, a little bit about him, asked him about his background, did he have a family, and he's looking at me like I'm crazy. And I finally said to him, listen, I'm keeping you out here and talking to you because I know that guy is hiding across the street in that field, and he's watching us, and I want him to know that I've called the police. And so after that, I started showing up to commission meetings, and it really began my direction, honestly, for the last decade. I spent over a year, over a year, just sitting, and it had to be late 2014, actually, when all this, because Susie was still on the commission, so it had to be even 2014 this might have happened. But I spent a long time sitting right out there and watching what was going on up here, and at that time I was pursuing my graduate degree in public administration because I wanted to be on the other side of it. And I took a lot of notes. I tried to educate myself, had a bout with thyroid cancer in between all that. And then I made the crazy decision, with some encouragement from some community members, to run for city commissioner. And I talked to my husband about it. He was very supportive. I'm not sure how he actually felt, but I don't think he knew what we were getting into either. And so I ran for commission thinking, okay, well, I'll just do one term, and it's been a long time since that first term. And so a lot has happened in that time. 6 months into my first term as a commissioner, we lost an officer, and it was awful. I mean, it was awful. This was an officer that used to literally ride the bus home with our oldest daughter. They used to ride the bus home out to Bulls Acres together from Oregon Elementary School, and they ran around together and played on the playground together. And so that was kind of difficult for me, because I was like, man, I knew him when he was a kid. And Clint Corvinus, of course, a lot of you remember that. But it really, I told you, partly I ran because of our law enforcement. It really caused me to start thinking, like, we need to support these officers, because you just never know, right? During the last 10 years, we lost Kids Kingdom. Some of you remember that. We believe it was arson. It was never quite figured that one out, but we lost Kids Kingdom. That was kind of a big deal. Family Fun Center, I call it the Family Fun Center debacle, but I don't call it a debacle anymore, because I think we're on the right path with that. But that was a tough one for us as commissioners, because we really got beat up over that one too, and so that was a tough one. We've seen the completion of the McKinley Channel, Phase 8. I was reading through some old minutes today where we approved a loan for our part of it, and we finally saw the completion of that. The scenic extension, the extension that goes all the way out to Mesa Verde, that was a big deal. And I'm not doing these in order, by the way. Some things that I thought about. That was exciting, and I know a lot of people get a lot of use out of that road now. We changed our election cycles, and so we used to have elections in March. And now we have them in November, and so we changed our election cycle. Of course, we acquired an F4. PSAP, we were talking about PSAP when I was first elected in 2016, and it took a long time for that to come to fruition. COVID, I want to say we lived through the COVID pandemic. I thought it was going to kill us all. Everybody, I was pretty vocal about how I felt about it. I think that it, really did a number on our community and our state. And I will tell you, as someone who runs a human services nonprofit, I still see the effects of it after all this time. And it did something, I believe, psychologically to people. But that's another conversation for another day. But it was tough. It was tough on our city because people wanted to open back up. And so we survived that one. The Great Blocks Project, of course, our infrastructure, our water infrastructure project. We have new businesses, Commissioner McDonald mentioned earlier, lots and more coming, a lot more coming. And so we're excited about that. We approved, we did a salary study for all of our employees across the whole city, and virtually everybody got increases. And then we went one step further after I was elected mayor, and this was in the works already, and huge pay increases for our officers. And that was super important to me that we get that done, because they deserved it. And for our fire, I was embarrassed when I was first elected that we had firefighters making $11 an hour. I'm like, they qualify for Medicaid. This is embarrassing, and they deserve better than that. And so we also, at the time that I was first elected, our officers had been working without a, you probably remember this, without a contract, without, yeah.
The union, yeah,
The union contract, thank you, I know what I'm trying to say. And that went on for a long time, and we finally got that done. And I was stunned at some of the things in our city that, you know, them having to pay for their own equipment and all this other stuff. And I'm like, what, is that like normal? Because that's just weird to me that we're not providing those things. And but that's kind of how it was then, and I'm hoping it's better now, but you know, not perfect, but better. Of course, we opened Bonita Lake after 12 years of being shut down. And then we almost lost Bonita Lake again. And that was a gut punch for sure. But thanks to several of our employees, but one in particular, we saved the lake. We lost another officer, and Stephanie mentioned this earlier in 2023. I will tell you, and I mean this in all sincerity, it was probably my hardest thing as the mayor, was to go through that, because that is not something any mayor, any commissioner, anybody ever wants to go through. When you have to tell, you know, a child that her dad's not coming home, or a mother that she lost her child, and I will always feel a certain amount of, not responsibility, but it will stay with me forever. I will never forget that as long as I live. And so that one was tough for me. And then, of course, we lost an employee. Same thing. That, you know, I want to say it shouldn't have happened, but that is not something that anybody could have predicted. And then we lost a child in the park to gun violence. And everybody knows I'm a big 2A fan or supporter, and that has not changed, but that shouldn't have happened either. And we did get on that one and try to change some things so that hopefully, I'm not going to say it doesn't happen again, because there's, again, that's human, that's evil. That is not anything that a city can fix, so, or totally fix. We did approve, we did the first comprehensive update of our technical standards. I know, controversy, but it hadn't been done in years, and it needed to be done, and at least it was something that was taken care of. Obviously, we're getting ready to revise them again, as we should. New swimming pool is coming next year. Super excited about that. The ADA compliant sidewalks in Commissioner McDonald's district, that was over $1.5 million or so. The Dudley School, the revitalization in the downtown area, just even in the neighborhoods, is
huge,
exciting. Yeah, it's huge. It's exciting to watch. I always say when I drive down there, what I see is history. Some people see old houses, I see history, and if those houses could talk, right? We've awarded millions of dollars in LEDA funds recently to several businesses in the downtown area, demonstrating our commitment to investing in our community. The Alameda Park irrigation project, the golf course irrigation project was talked about earlier. Thanks in large part to Stephanie and Chief, we created the Ferguson Academy in honor of Officer Ferguson, and hopefully we will find some young people that want to grow up and be police officers because of that. And I know that there's a lot more. I'm sure I'm missing.
Altus Award.
Oh, of course. You did that to me last time too. Thank you. And we are the first recipients in southern New Mexico, probably maybe in all of New Mexico, I'm not sure, of the Altus Award, and that is a big deal for our city, and that is a demonstration of our community coming together and you know, no, putting egos aside and you know, demanding all the accolades and us just all coming together for the betterment of our community. That is a nationwide award that is very, very difficult to get. And the fact that little old Alamogordo, New Mexico was awarded that is, I can't emphasize enough how big that was for our community. It's incredible. And you know, oh, the sale of our hospital, I just saw John, it reminded me, the sale of our hospital to Christus Health, another big deal, the creation of the Sacramento Mountains Foundation. I don't think people understand how blessed we are by the creation of this foundation and what it is going to do for our community. And so another great thing, and I know that there's more. I know there is, and I could go on and on. I've seen a lot in the last 10 years, and I did not make this decision lightly. I do want to give some accolades. I'm just going to do that. And some thank yous. And, you know, and I want to share with you just real quick, if you'll just indulge me, I've learned some things as well. And I've met a lot of people in the last 10 years. And I, you know, before that, I was just Susan. I ran a nonprofit. I hung out with my family. I was not, I don't want to say I wasn't super involved in the community. I was involved in the community, but in a different way and at a different level. And I've met a lot of people in the last 10 years, and some of them have come into my life as blessings, and others have certainly come into my life as lessons. And you know, I would be remiss if I didn't mention this, because this is a hard position to be in. When I was a commissioner, great, I was a commissioner, but being the mayor it truly is much different than just being a city commissioner. And I don't want to say just, because we all get beat up, we all have our things, right? But being the mayor, I have learned a lot, and I have seen the best in people, but quite honestly, I've seen the worst in some. I've seen some true colors come out, and people, you know, that I thought naively were my friends, but some of them have turned out to be my biggest disappointments, and it saddens me. It really does, because it's not the way I operate. I always try to stand up, as some of you know, for what's right, and sometimes that means standing alone. And you have to do that sometimes, but you have to do the right thing. And Judge Overstreet, I always call him Mr. Overstreet because I used to train under him, and one of his tenets was integrity. And the kids' version of integrity was do the right thing even when no one is looking. And that's just the simple definition. It is do the right thing even when no one is looking. And that is hard to do sometimes for people, and I've learned that. But I've also learned about myself that I'm capable of more than I thought I was, and I'm just not going to please everybody. And so I quit trying, especially this last year. Everybody says I found my voice. Yeah, maybe I did, but my give a hoot meter, I'm not going to lie to you, it was completely busted by the beginning of the year, because I have seen some things that just really have stunned me, to be honest with you. But I've also seen some really great things happen. And, you know, everyone has an opinion. Everyone thinks they can do better, but quite honestly, you don't know until you're sitting in one of these seats up here. It's not that easy. It's not easy to get things done in government, period. And, you know, sometimes you'll hear things like, well, in, I don't know, Chicago, they did this, or in, you know, I don't know, Texas or something, they did this. And I just sometimes shake my head and go, yeah, you don't understand. We're New Mexico. And I know what they do in other states, but they don't let us do that here. And so it's just not always that easy. And you know, those are some of the things that I've learned. listen, I really care about our community. I really do. I want to help people. I want to, service is, that's always been my goal, is service and trying to help people. And I believe in teaching people to do the things that I know they're capable of doing for themselves. I believe that's the way we're all designed. And so that's kind of how I've operated. I just, real quick, Stephanie, girl, you are like my sister from another mister. And honestly, this is just my opinion, but my opinion is, and it's a well-known fact, we've been through a few city managers in the last decade, but in my opinion, you are truly the best that we've had. And you have stuck it out when, quite frankly, I have no idea why sometimes. I truly don't. I have been honored to get to serve with you, and your passion for doing things with excellence, it shines through in everything that you do. And in spite of the insults and personal attacks and dirty, sneaky, and underhanded moves, you still come in every day and do your job. And that's just a testament to your character. I'm just going to tell you, don't let anybody ever dim your light. And I know that you have dulled it a few times, but don't let anybody, because you are a phenomenal employee. Cooney and the police department, our officers, I want to tell you thank you. You guys, you take a lot of heat, and you don't deserve it. I had a situation today. I haven't told my husband this yet, and I know he's going to say, why didn't you tell me? But it's because I forgot. I went over to Lowe's grocery store, and there were two guys in there, and I don't know if they were trying to steal something, what they were doing. But I watched the manager, and he was mad, and he's chasing around the store, and I'm like freaking out, right? Because I'm like, oh my God, you're going to get hurt. Like, what if they have a gun? And so he chases them out of the store, and they take off running, and he never called the police. And I'm like, dude, why didn't you call the police? Like, why didn't you call the police? And we have that a lot. We have a lot of people that complain because things happen in businesses and that kind of thing, but you don't call the police. And then our officers, they take the heat for that kind of stuff, and wrongfully so. I'm telling you, if anybody's watching this, you have a problem, call the police. That's what they're there for. And they can't do anything if they don't know about it. So, I know we don't have a perfect department, but nobody does. Nobody does. And to blame an entire department because, they're not perfection all the time, it's just wrong. And I got to tell you, I sat through the Ferguson trial, and I watched our officers testify, and it almost broke me. It was so hard to watch that, and to know that that's the way they're still feeling after all this time, and yet they go to work every day and they do their job. It's incredible to me, and they deserve kudos for that. So please don't criticize our officers. They're trying. I'm not going to say they're perfect. I'm not, and I would be wrong if I said that they were, but overall, I think we have a great department. And because I get frustrated too, but I do appreciate all of you so much. Jerry, don't think I've forgotten about you, because I haven't. He's hysterical sometimes, I got to tell you. And the men and women of the Alamogordo Fire Department, I mentioned it earlier. I was determined that they weren't going to make $11 an hour. That was embarrassing. It really was. Not that they make great money now, but at least it's better, right? At least it's better. And I don't think people understand. I think they think, oh, well, we don't have that many fires in Alamogordo. It's way more than fires, people. They do way more than fires. They have to do all the inspections, and then they have to go out, sometimes when there's an accident, and they have to, rescue people. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. It's not just putting out fires. It's way more than that, and they don't get enough appreciation. So just know that I appreciate all of you. And Dave, I mentioned earlier Bonita Lake. I was like super impressed when he came up with the idea that I think saved our lake. I was like, wow, that was really impressive that you thought of that. And some people will say, well, he was just doing his job. Well, no, I've seen more than that. I mean, again, as I mentioned earlier, your job is you come in at 8, you leave at 5. Dave does way more than that. Our Public Works, Jimmy's here as well, and our Public Works guys, I've seen them in the middle of winter fixing a broken pipe on a Saturday night or something when it's cold out there, and they do it anyway. And, again, okay, yeah, I know they get paid for it, but still, when you have to leave your family to go do something like that, it doesn't, that's not the point. The point is, they do it, and they do it for the betterment of our city. And so, I don't think people fully understand that. And Evelyn, of course, Evelyn used to teach my daughter, okay, we're not going to talk about how old she is now, but our oldest daughter, that's Evelyn. She was the one that lived down the street from us when we lived in Bowles Acres and taught Jessica horseback riding lessons when Jessica was 9. And Jessica now has a 20-year-old who's a junior in college. So we're all getting old. We're all getting old. I know, right? We're all getting old, right? But thank you. I know, again, you have an important job and you do it well. And I feel so confident in the finances of the city, and I feel like we are in a strong position. And regardless of what anybody says, the city financially is doing incredibly well. And so thank you for that. And of course, Michelle's not here. Michelle Osborne, we raised our kids together, honestly, and then I hadn't seen her in years, and then all of a sudden she shows up at the city, and so it's been fun to work with her. So many more. There's Bindi and, of course, Veronica, or Ronnie, who just retired, and Eileen, another one that I've known for years, and I know that they're going to continue to do a great job. Rachel, oh my goodness, Rachel and Dylan, you guys, you can't ask for better. She's just so even-keeled. I'm like, I would be so mad, and she's like, it's okay, it's all right. No, it is not all right, Rachel, but she comes in every day, and she runs her department well, and you have confidence in that, and that's what we need. They do a lot of IPRA requests, and you have to have confidence that they're doing them, and they're doing them right, and they're getting them out on time, and that stuff is not easy. And so thank you, and thank you for honestly taking care of me and booking those, trips to Santa Fe and putting up with my crazy, well, I've changed my mind kind of thing, and never complaining. So thank you, and thank Dylan too, because Dylan is just Dylan. He's, again, so even-keeled. He's like, sure, whatever, right? God, I love him. So thank you, because you don't complain, at least not in front of us, which is good. So, and all our city staff, our attorney, and all of them. I could go on all day, but I'm not going to, I promise. But thank you, our city staff. I say this all the time, and I hope they know this. I pray for the city, and I pray for our staff, because they don't always have an easy job. Our commissioners, I've worked with a few, and, it's not always easy when you're working with 7 different personalities. So, thank you for that. Thank you for either for being a lesson. Honestly, we're all lessons, right? And so thank you for that. Colonel Etheridge and his wife Tricia and Chief Ford, if you don't know them, you are missing out, because they are some of the best. And I have just enjoyed working with them so much. Our conversations, the collaboration, we would meet every other month. Sometimes I get to see them more than that, but we exchanged ideas, and we talked about, what was going on at Holloman and what's going on in the city. And I will tell you, and yes, you can put this on the record, they are incredibly happy with the direction of our city right now, and have conveyed that to their leadership. And so, Holloman is happy. They're happy with what's going on. And the same thing with Shelley. And then, community members, of course, Danielle and Michelle Gill, Sue Danikas, just to name a few. And then Marge Schultz, raise your hand. She was my ministry assistant for years, and she is my friend, and she was with me from day one. She helped me with my campaign. She was my treasurer when I was running for commissioner, and talked me off a ledge a few times, and and has always been there. And she's retired now, but she is definitely not out of my life. And I just want you to know that I appreciate your support and your friendship. Wendy, I'm sure she's watching. If not, she'll see it later. She will always be my friend. She's that friend that you do not put on speakerphone for a multitude of reasons, but I can always count on her. And anyway, politics brought us together, but we don't talk politics. We talk life and raising kids and all kinds of stuff. And I think she's just a phenomenal human. So. My Judy, you don't know who my Judy is. We used to joke around, she was my pack, because there used to be this thing about, oh, Susan Payne has, she's part of this pack. I didn't even know what a pack was, I got to tell you. But Judy Tucker changed our lives, and I will be forever grateful. She's the one that encouraged me to run. She helped fund my first campaign, and she has passed away, but my husband, I know, agrees with me. We will be forever grateful to her. She changed our lives in so many ways. Her husband was a Vietnam veteran who flew F-4s in combat, and so we can really relate to all of that. Finally, I'm wrapping this up, to my family, my kids. One of them is here tonight. I want you to know I'm super proud of you. He's also an Air Force veteran. My girls, my daughter was 15 when I started this journey. She is now grown, married to Army soldier, and has 3 children. So that just tells you. My granddaughter was 10 when I started this. She's now a junior in college. So funny how time flies, right? My mom is here tonight. She lives with us now, and sometimes I think it's begrudgingly, but I am thankful that she's here, and she's spending her time with us. And my husband, and this one might make me cry, I'm sorry, but he has always been my rock. And we have had many discussions about me being in this position. We've had many strong discussions about it, because it's hard for him. There isn't a man alive that loves his wife that wants to see people literally trying to destroy them. And I know that this was really hard for him, because I know that he loves me, and I'm confident of that. And I know that a few times he probably wanted to really throttle people. I know one time Cooney probably stopped him from throttling somebody. So, because I went, uh-oh, do I need to get up? But instead, he has sat quietly by and watched and just trusted. And that's been something to see. And it dawned on me, because I really had thought about running again, and then it clicked with me. This is not fair. My family has had the rest of me, and they deserve the best of me. And our kids are now grown. We have kids in Arizona, and we have kids in Colorado, and we have a granddaughter in Rhode Island. And I love going to see them. I love going to visit them. And it's not fair that I have to schedule everything around a commission meeting or an event or something like that. And it clicked with me one day that I'm not doing this anymore. This is not fair to them. And so thank you for hanging in there with me, for supporting me always, and my crazy ideas. I never intended to be in politics. That was never on my radar. I just wanted to be like a city manager somewhere. I don't even know if I want to do that anymore. But thank you for always supporting me. I know it hasn't been easy. And of course, I give all the credit. I say this with no apologies, and all the blessings flow through my Lord and Savior. And so he has used me in a way that I could have never imagined. And for that, I am eternally grateful. And I will always say, and I always do say, if I spent the rest of my days thanking him, it would not be enough. Sharon, you are going to do great. You're going to do great. You hang in there. Don't let people bully you. Don't let people walk all over you. You stand your ground like I know you will. And I am here to support you. If you need anything, you call me. And I do have a plethora of historical knowledge, and so I can help you with that. Stephanie says yes, I do. And thank you, Chris, for this. I appreciate that. I was not expecting that, but thank you. And he's right. We have definitely had our ups and downs, but I think it's important that you are transparent and you're open with people. And some people don't like that, and some people do. But I personally am a big communicator. I think it's important, and I think we as commissioners have a responsibility to communicate with our constituents, to engage. It's real easy to clam up, but I think it's important that we tell them, and education is sometimes the key. It's just explaining things. I had a lady the other night that, quite frankly, I always thought she couldn't stand me. I'm still not convinced she can't, but she did say to me, thank you for explaining that to me. I had no idea that's how things worked. And so sometimes that's all it takes. And then you'll have those that no matter what, they're determined that it's the city's fault, or it's going to be this or that, and there's just no pleasing them. And so that's why I said you can't please everybody. But congratulations to you. I think you're going to do a great job, and I am a phone call away. You will probably not see me in commission meetings. I'm done with that. I am going to part-time anyway be an adjunct professor for my alma mater, which has been a goal of mine, and I'm excited about that. I'm going to be teaching public administration classes, believe it or not. And I'm super excited about that. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So with that, thank you. And I am very much looking forward. While I will miss you, I promise, I'm very much looking forward to spending time with my husband and my family and just doing something different. So thank you all. And with that, do I have a motion to adjourn into executive closed session in compliance with 10-15-1 to discuss real property? It's a donation of up to 4 acres of 501 Lavelle Road.
So moved.
Do we need to, we just need to put up the vote, right?
No. Don't we need a motion and a
You
second?
need a first and a second to adjourn into
No, I know,
executive
yeah,
session.
no, we do need a motion, yes,
I'll make a motion to adjourn into exec session.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Reardon. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Second, and we just need to put up the vote?
I vote in the affirmative, Rachel.
He's having technical issues. And motion passes 7-0. We are adjourned. Thank you.